in the dungeon in my mask off, mask on, mask to the side. There's some funny shit. Yeah, buddy. So, today we're going to talk about our lack of deciding to get, whatever you want to call it, stimulus package. What does it take to send money to the people? I don't follow it because I know what goes on. They're too busy voting themselves money. Michael Jackson said it best. They don't really care about the people. They don't care about the people. You know why they don't care about the people? Because the people allow it. The people allow this. This is the people's fault. Okay? Hey, Rod. The people don't participate. They trot these people out every 4 years, and they've already selected them, and they tell you to go vote for them, and the people stand up there and tell you all kind of lies. I'm 65 and I've figured it out. Seriously. I mean, come on now. How long are we going to allow to be taken advantage of? How long? The COVID checks. The first one, it went through smooth. Now, I don't keep up with this because I'm busy doing some other things that will impact this next generation. Not that I've given up on you old folks, but you had your turn. And it didn't go well. No, it didn't. So, let's see what we can do with these little ones, getting them to understand the system and how it functions and how to participate and how to grow candidates and select them yourselves and install them locally and then grow them regionally and nationally. You know, that's the way it was set up. But people have a hard time being human. Humans have a hard time following directions, taking instructions, reading with comprehension. So, going another route, and these young folks are somewhat like their parents. You know, they believe things. You know, there's no reason to believe anything. Either it is or it isn't. Now, that's a stretch for a lot of people because most people didn't take Thinking 101. Do you believe you're going to get a stimulus check for the second time? Do you know you're going to get a stimulus check for the second time? Do you think you're going to get a stimulus check for the second time? Now, this English language it's a tough one. You know, you got words spelled the same that mean different things, and words that sound the same mean different things. It's deep. It's deep what they've done to the egos of people. And I want to say this. because a lot of people are grown up, but they didn't have certain experiences to understand certain things. This system is a ego space system controlled by the white male. Now, just their ethnic group, they're new people. They're new people to the planet. Okay? These people, they're not, hey, Stephanie, they're not people that have been around a long time. So they're evolving as we're evolving in a different manner, as I am evolving in a different manner, learning to rid myself of the anger because I thought everybody understood certain things. Hey, Dorothy. I thought people were at least paying attention while they were growing up. Because certain things you can learn by just watching. You see a building go up in your neighborhood and, you stand and watch and, a few weeks later, oh, it's a store. They put the sign up, you know where it is. We're not really in tune with that. Now, I've heard early on when I was going to conferences and I had my business that capitalism was not for us. Now, I will agree that with the minds and the egos that are controlling this capitalistic system, no, we are not like that. I agree with that 100%. But if you go back and study history, you will know and understand that our people were the first merchants. We were over here doing business long before them folks got here. We framed this government. If you look closely, you'll see the first black president was a Moor named John Hanson. Now that's not like new to people. John Hanson, Hanson. Look it up. But now when you discuss that openly in the public, people say this, oh, well, we dropped that government. Okay, well, you can't drop a government and then keep the things from it. You can, but you must say where they came from. John Hanson, when the troops were working for free that were under General Washington, and they stormed the Capitol Hill and then went to the White House, everybody left but John Hanson. He stayed and negotiated pay for the Army. Black man. Now, I find this far-fetched that all these things occurred. We knew nothing about it. But, if you look at our logo on Kid Shop, that's that fifth point on the pyramid that's hidden. They hid a lot of knowledge from us because they didn't want us to know. Because if you know that your people were strong people and did this and did that, you're more encouraged to do the same. But if you go through life and it's always, oh, woe is me, how am I going to do this? And, oh, they got us this time and we going to make it, oh, Lord, help us. It becomes kind of treacherous to live with that thought process. Now, if you all come across the Book of Maya, pick up one and read it. That is the original material that the three religions came from. It's full of very easily learned information. It's what changed my life. It's what makes me speak. Congressman, president, mayor, whoever, they're people. Hey, you need to get on the good foot. I won't say what I tell them, but they messing up. You know, it's just another human being or another person struggling to be human. But we have been put in a very bad place as people, not just black people, Americans. And it's like, you do this for us, we do nothing for you. And it keeps happening. And we keep running right behind them. Oh, Master, what did you want us to do this time? You gonna make it a little better for us? I realized years ago that a lot of these things we can do for ourselves. When I learned the universal principles, my life became very, very easy. If you follow the principles, it's not hard. It's not hard at all. I allow no one to piss on me and tell me it's raining. I allow none of these institutions to step on me or any of my friends or any of the children of my friends. If there's an injustice that's going on and one of those individuals is incarcerated wrongly, I go get them. There's nothing the system can do about it but give them up. Truth needs no validation. You don't have to beg anybody for anything when you're standing on your square of truth. I found, though, that people can't handle the truth. People would rather be lied to. And that's not very good. It's not very good at all. And if you stand on a square that is a lie, the outcome is not going to be good. It's not. Now, some people were called to do these missions. Some people learn. Some people have political capital. Some people are here representing the Creator. Now, if people really understood who, what, when, where, how, and why the Creator functions, and the power that I messed up, and the power that the Creator vested in us, we wouldn't be going through these situations. If we lived our lives on accountability, ethics, honor, integrity, and responsibility, we wouldn't be going through these things. If there were more men that stood on their square of righteousness and spoke truth to power, we wouldn't be going through these things. Now people might say, well, so you're doing all this talking and this and, what are you talking about? I'm talking about how we just allow injustices to occur in our lives and do nothing about it. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Madeira. I'm talking about how we have become habituated to see wrong and allow it to stand. I'm talking about how we have been acquiesced, manipulated into seeing wrong and allowing it to occur, stand, do nothing about it, say nothing about it, call for correction. We've lost our way, people. And we've set ourselves up for anything to be done to us. We're almost under total control of a satanic system that a lot of people don't feel is satanic. But if you look and see and watch carefully at the things that these people do, they are satanic. We've allowed the police department to run rampant in our neighborhoods. because we don't have any communities, and I'll be covering that later. What is involved in establishing a community and what are the ingredients of a community? You have total control in a community. We used to have them. We don't anymore. We lost control of too many of our children. It kind of seems like to me, we're just here, going along to get along. All those phrases that you heard growing up, we participate well in that. We don't participate well in correcting something when it goes wrong in the system, even in the local level. Now, the federal level is a reach. If you can't control your local political situation, how are you going to control the federal? They just roll the same little gimmicks out of their playbook. I've been watching it for years. We had a little Amber Alert. They snatched a little Amber. You know, the thing now, let's just take what happened. I got an Amber Alert from Utah. They snatched a little girl. There's no Kiana Alert when a little black girl is snatched. If we have to set it up, it should be one. We're years behind in technology, but we send our children to these schools. They don't come back to the community and set anything up with the knowledge that they've learned. We don't have anything in this country but ourselves. I mean, as a group of people, what do we have? As a group of people, what do we have for the time that we've been here and our parents have been here and our ancestors and come through slavery? We built Washington, D.C., all of the individual blacks that have done things. We can't get business loans. We can't get any assistance when we need it from, quote unquote, our government. And see, I don't see it that way. I see this as a capture-bonder relationship. It's still slavery. We're still looked at as nothing. That's why I keep my foot in their behind as much as I can for the smallest thing. We don't have enough people to fight in the defense of what's right. We don't have any people that we're training, even if we didn't do something correctly. We haven't latched on to young people. Hey, listen, we messed this up. Let us show you how to do it correctly. We used to have community centers that we can do programs in. It was mostly recreation, but it was something. Now, I talk to the children. I see them because I'm out and about. And when I see a group of young men or young women, I talk to them. They talk because I don't allow them to cuss me and call me an old person and all that stuff. I don't allow that because I get in their behind. And some of them, I knew their grandmothers, and they'll look at me, because I've gotten gray. I've been here 21 years in Vegas, and I've done a lot. And I can say what I want to say. Nobody's going to stop me. What you going to do, tell me I can't say it? If it's the truth, it needs to be spoken. It needs to be understood by the people in every city, in every state, in every county, in every region, and nationally. Whoever's going to stay here. Whoever's going to stay in this savage environment. Now, you can stick your hand in the sand and go to work and go to your social organizations, and you can do all of that. But no one is innocent. No one. We are a synergy soul people. But it seems like we've forgotten that. It seems like we just lost our way somewhere. I don't know if it was in the church, in the club, in our family, homes, being able to move out and have the things that we couldn't. I really haven't put my hand on where we lost our blackness, but it's lost. They've taken our music, they've killed our artists. If you all really understood what was going on, maybe you'd do something about it. But if you don't understand that Michael Jackson was more valuable dead than alive, if Prince had done certain things to take over his music, and then all of a sudden he's dead. I mean, I can go on and on back to when I was born in the 50s. It never stops. These are savage people. They come out of caves. These are not normal people. There's good in every ethnic group. A lot of us don't know the gifts that each ethnic group got. We got the gift of influence, but how do we use it? Do we know we have it? The Caucasian got the gift of suggestion. That's why we're always running behind them, following something that they say. The Hispanic got the gift of unity. That's why they're able to go in the community and change the face of it in 3 years. One day I'm going to walk through using checking in on you. We got our shirts being made. I'm going to go through a community that was mostly black and white when I got here in 99. And I'm going to show you how the Hispanics came in and built that community, bought all of the franchises, set up auto dealers, grocery stores. And I mean, these stores are packed to the hilt. They have set up 5 grocery store chains in Las Vegas. The black community doesn't even have one. You can't get black people out here to do anything. You can't. They brought the plantation with them, and they've been living on it ever since they got here. And yeah, I said it. You know it's true. Do something about it. You got 30-year-old blacks out here, 30, 35-year-old blacks, very talented. They don't know what they're going to do with their lives because they've never been allowed to learn the different capacities and the different business arrangements. There is not a black-owned neighborhood casino out here. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And people say, well, see, why haven't you gotten into it? Well, I didn't get into it because I got into the instructional services end of it, teaching people how to win, GAK&E Gaming and Consultants, which we're going to be opening back up next year under Kid Shop Enterprises. What I am doing is taking all of the companies that I've owned in my life and I'm putting them under my program to train people how to do ownership, entrepreneurship, and business. 3 distinctly different things. We allowed them because we're selfish people, heartless. Well, you know what? I kind of have to agree with that. There is an extent of us who are, hey Dolores, who are heartless. We've taken on the characteristics of the people who captured us. You know, a lot of us don't realize that we're actually prisoners. And I said that around a group of people the other day, and they looked at me like I was crazy. I simply said to them, well, try to leave. They still didn't get it. I said, try to leave. If you don't have a passport, you can't leave. And some countries don't want you anyway because you've been in America. People, we got to get more serious about the lives that we are living that are coming to an end. I told my children a month or so ago, I'm preparing for my transition. Even if it's 20 years from now, I'm starting now. Not too many people do that. But we don't understand the lifeline. There's a 100-year lifeline. 25, you're dipping your feet in the water. 50, you know some things. A lot of people don't make 75. Those that do, great. 100, very few make that. That's the lifeline. So, let's see if we can get organized and do something. They're fixing to come out with a vaccination for the coronavirus. Decisions have to be made. I'm not taking it because I know what they put in it, and I'll be broadcasting that. Stay on top of these things. Those things that you immediately or your friends label as conspiracy theories, understand that those two words don't match. It takes two people to define an active conspiracy. They happen every day on every level of society. A theory is just that. It's a theory. They're taught in school all the time. That's why a lot of people that go to school really can't do a lot. Conspiracy theory, huh? Okay. A lot of CDC. Well, I had a friend worked at CDC, and he was trying to tell people what they were doing. They found him floating down the street from his home. Okay, he was gay, but that's not why he died. He was trying to tell. Last count I looked at, a few hundred holistic doctors killed. Don't let fear grip you and take away your spirituality. Because I got a secret for you. As you say, God and fear can't occupy the same space. So if you're fearful, God's not in you. Now, the preacher can tell you whatever he wants, but I'm telling you fact. Those two components cannot occupy the same space. We need to get it right. Die trying. Nobody stays anyway. I'm not saying commit suicide, but we must fight in the defense of what is right. I don't even think we understand being effective and ineffective anymore, because in the universe, that's what it is. There is no right and wrong. It's what's effective and ineffective. Check on your COVID stimulus check. And I'm going to close out with what I started with. You know, a lot of people, they don't do the math. But if you want to stimulate an economy, you give the consumers money to spend. That's a no-brainer to me, being in business for 45 years. I don't have to go to school to become an economist to understand certain things. If you want to stimulate an economy, you give the people that spend money, since you're printing it anyway. You know, now it's digitized. This country can't pay back any money that it owes anybody. Can't do it. Because of who you have running it. Ego-based, white male, white supremacist, ignorance, stupidity, dumb. I tell them all the time, you're just as stupid is. It's pitiful. It's pitiful for me to see the greatness in us just wither away. It's pitiful for me to go back home and see the streets that I used to play on. It looks like Lebanon. Actually looked like there was a war there. And it's our fault. And I'm not trying to blame anybody but the whole group. We've done nothing as a group, even in the church. You go by churches, and there's buildings falling down next door. And I know the money they got in white banks. Maybe some of them got it in black banks. But call your congressman. Call the representatives that everybody keeps voting for, putting in office. Pay a stimulus check. Now, some of us may not need it. Well, if you don't need it when you get it, why don't you donate it to some organization and some young people in your area or neighborhood that is doing something? Beverly, she was correct. We allowed them because we're selfish, heartless people. And that's correct. We're very selfish and jealous and envious. This next generation is going to be taught differently. If I have anything to do with it. I'm waiting on COVID. I was ready to go in March. And my 77-year-old sister passed. But that wasn't going to stop me from doing what I had to do. And then COVID came. Well, everything got shut down, my office included. Still shut down. They want to charge me 24/7 access price, and well, you can only be here 9 to 4. Well, you know you're talking to the wrong one. That's not going to happen. So I'll wait it out. Further organize, get things tighter, find some other things to do. So if you can find it in your heart to support Kid Shop, if you want to know what it's about, you can go to the website. There's another website that we're working on to give instructional services, the program that I wrote to start, own, operate, manage, advertise, market, and promote individual business concepts to open up a business. So I'm doing my part. And Beverly says, if black folk would come together and stand tall as one, man, we could move mountains. Some just don't get it. Keep trying to reach our people. That's encouraging. Thank you. And she's correct. I see it. I see it. Hey, Sharon, it's like right in my hands. We can do it. We just won't. It's something about this system that just beat us down in our relationships and other things, and we cave in all the time. We don't take instructions well. We don't take assistance well. There's a level of pride in us. If somebody's going to do something for us, we tend to pull away and then say, well, they weren't going to help me anyway. Well, you don't know because you didn't even stay around long enough to receive the assistance. It's pitiful, the lack of understanding that we have in a system that we've been in all of our lives. How does that work? I don't understand it. How do you not understand something that you've been under, in, worked for, and around? I asked a group of youngsters the other day. I knew they couldn't answer it. I knew, because most adults can't answer it. What is the basic fundamental businesses of capitalism? What thrives, keeps capitalism going? If you remember back in 2008, you saw all of them because they bailed them out. And they bailed them out because those three entities are the pyramid of capitalism. If you take away insurance, real estate, and banking, this system is done. Insurance, real estate, and banking. So if that is the basic fundamental foundation of capitalism, why can't we set up our own? And a lot of things just look at differently. Banking can be called funding. Insurance can be called assurance. Okay? Real estate is real estate. It can be land ownership. It can be building ownership. It can be housing ownership. See, when you use different names, sometimes you skirt the law, because laws are written specifically for what they call it. Just a little pre-lesson there on how to get around things. I've been out here a long time, folks. You don't imagine what I know. But people have always told me, you're a general without an army. That's intentional too. Believe you me, it's intentional. Because I'm not going to follow the path of my brothers before me. Not going to do it. It's not going to happen. So, give you the website, because I didn't give it to you. www.ksyet.org. It gives you our programs and the information and the phone numbers. In general, because we have some other sites coming up. I wanted to get something up so that people could begin to see what we're doing and what we're about. And this isn't something that's new. The particularly Kid Shop logo with the pyramid, that's a commemorative program. I did that program in 95 and 96. I have Kid Shop students all over the world. I have a young man playing professional basketball in France, Monier Pratt. I have RNs, a couple of doctors. They've been contacting me since they've been seeing Facebook and stuff. And I try not to get on them, but, they should be supporting what Mr. Osei is trying to do, because they were the first ones to benefit from it. But they don't really see it. And I understand. They've been through a lot to get where they are and to maintain where they are. And a lot of them now are losing their parents, and they're going through their own situations of growth and development. I get it. But I am going to be reaching out to the former Kid Shop students for assistance. It's an excellent program. I'm not saying that because I wrote it and I built it. I'm saying it because it is. Just like everything else I say. If I say something, it's because it is. I have no cause to lie on anyone because there's been enough lies spread about me. And I know what that feels like, so I wouldn't do it to anybody else. But we're going to grow this segment to be more informational. Shoot me your questions on Ask OC2. I'm very easy to talk to. I'm very stern and I have a low tolerance for BS. But let's get this needed work done. When we get back into our office, you can leave a message now. Our new number for Kid Shop Yet organization, our new name, is 702-936-1041. Anyone locally in Las Vegas who wants to enroll in a program, have business development individual sessions, or business training sessions individually away from the 26-week program. I do consultant work. You can pay me monthly, bi-weekly, whatever. You can call 702-504-7416. It is easy work for me. I did it for 45 years. But we got some good seminars and workshops planned. I've been starting them and canceling them because I just don't feel comfortable doing them under these situations. They were set to do in groups, not me by myself. We do have some interviewers that are going to be coming on and interviewing me. It's easier for me that way. So, hey folks, I'm not that mean guy. It's just I don't see anything getting done. And I have boots on the ground everywhere. I don't see us fighting like we used to. And I'm not talking about taking to the streets. Organizing. I remember growing up, we had block club meetings. And if there was a problem, the president of the block club and other officers went to the city council. We don't even have people that know each other in the same neighborhood anymore. It happens. Dr. King wrote a book and it asked a very good question. Where do we go from here? Chaos or community? And that's been a question for a number of years. The people must answer that question. Not the elite. Not the ruling class. We have bloodlines too. We must activate them. What happened to fight the good fight? What I see is this society going from sugar to you know what. I have a no cussing vow since I've cussed everybody out. Trying to do better. What are we going to do to make it better? What are we going to do to leave our children a society better than we found it? I don't see a lot of progress in that area. Hey, give me a call. If you want to get a little deeper into where I'm at, where I'm going, I don't talk much about that. I do it because I follow the book of Ma'at. I don't pay attention to what people say. I look at what they do or don't do. And right now, we're not doing what we need to do to make it through this. So everybody have a good Tuesday. I have a client, he got a name, their business has a name for each day. So we're going to be bringing them out in an advertisement. I think it's May Day, Payday Monday. It's a few more, 7 days. But you all be good. Take care. Love each other. And get something going in your neighborhood. Call us if you want to bring a program to your area. You have a church or a community center we can set it up in. 702-936-1041 for programs. There's a cost, but we'll help you fundraise. Nobody does that, do they? Locally, 702-504-7416. Peace, light, and love. Until tomorrow at 3 p.m. We'll see you later. My name is O.C. Howard Burden II, and I approve this message. Checking in on you. Signing off.